So the secret is out, and I'm going to make this very clear. Okay. Um, 3 months ago, yesterday, on the 18th of May, yes, my father passed away. My father passed away 3 months ago. But let me tell you something. Okay. I'm going to make this so very clear. And the only reason why I'm actually coming forth with this information was because I've been getting messages, I've been getting emails, I've been getting dumb shit about my father passing. I'm going to tell you this right now, okay? My father, my father was a very sick man. My father was very ill. My father had lung cancer, and he had end-stage COPD. He had a heart attack back in February, and because of the status of his lungs, they could not operate to repair his heart. So the doctors told us back when he had a heart attack back in February that if we attempted to operate, then my father would die on the table. So we did the best thing that we thought we could do for my father at that time, which was take him home and put him on hospice. So my father had been on hospice. We all knew that the time was near. We all knew that my father wasn't going to make it. My father knew that he wasn't going to make it. It's not like it was something sudden. It's not like it was something unexpected. It's not like my father's life was taken from him. So if you think for one fucking second that cooking me or my passed away father is going to affect me or make me feel a certain way, you're fucking wrong. Okay? I was prepared. I was prepared for the loss of my father. I think I took it much better than my siblings, and that's because of the work that I do. I'm a nurse, and so death is not a stranger to me. Seeing people pass away is not something that I don't see all the time. So for me, it was different. But I was there with him. I held his hand the entire time. I never left his side. I sang to him. I had a great conversation with him before he went unresponsive. My daddy was able to tell me that he loved me before he died. And those are the words that I cling on to was, the conversation that my father and I had before my father went unresponsive and died. So if you think that sending me emails or Facebook messages or messages through YouTube, if you think that sending me any shit like that about my dad is going to make me feel a certain way, you're fucking wrong. I was 100% a daddy's girl. I miss my father every day of my life, but I know that he's not suffering any longer. And that's what's most important to me. My father was suffering. My father was drowning. And so to see my father take his last breath, it was like a sigh of relief for him. My father has not been able to breathe like a normal person in a very long time. And so when he took that last breath, he inhaled so deep. And my father hasn't been able to do that in like years. My father has not been able to take that deep of a breath. And when he let it out, I knew in that instant that was his last breath. I knew it. When he let that breath finally out of his body, it was a sigh of relief because he was no longer suffering. He wasn't suffering any longer. And for me, that was a relief. It was a relief that my daddy was not hurting anymore, was not suffering anymore, and he wasn't afraid. He saw his children grow up. He saw his grandchildren grow up. And he's even had great grandchildren throughout the years. So he lived a good life. My dad was a wonderful man. My dad never met a stranger, never. And he never had an unkind word to say about anybody or to anybody. Even if I knew that my dad didn't really particularly care for somebody, my dad would never say a bad thing about that person. And that's something that I admire so much about my father, is that so many people loved him. So many people just were drawn to him. And he had a great life. He had a great life, and he was a great father, and he was a great grandfather, and he was an even better great great grandfather. So I couldn't have asked for a better daddy, and I couldn't ask for a better peace knowing that my father lived a good life and that my father is out of pain and suffering. He can breathe again. He can do all the things in heaven that he couldn't do here on earth. And I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with that. It was expected. We knew when we put him on hospice that he only had limited time. So if you think for 1 second that you can say anything about my father that's going to make me feel some type of way, you're fucking wrong. Okay? Because I know the relationship that me and my dad had. I know the kind of father that I had, the kind of man that he was. And there's nothing anybody can say to me that's going to make me feel any type of way about my father and my father's passing. I'm at peace with it. So we had he was cremated. He wanted to be cremated. He did not want a memorial service. He did not want a funeral. He did not want anything sad because that was not my dad's life. My dad was not a sad person. He was a happy person who just like made a friend everywhere he went. So he wanted no tears. He wanted no sadness. He wanted nothing. All he wanted was to be cremated and to have a party at his bar. And that's what we did. We cremated him and we had one hell of a party. One hell of a party. And, you know, I reminded everybody that came that they were not to cry. There were no tears. My daddy wanted no tears. He wanted good music, good people, and good cold beer. And that's all he wanted. And so we made sure that that happened for him. So again, I am content. I'm at peace. I'm okay with the death of my father. So if you think in any way that it's going to affect me, you running your fucking mouths, it's not. I'm just throwing that out there because, like I said, I've been getting emails. I woke up to emails, Facebook messages, YouTube inbox messages about how they found out that my father passed away. Okay, fine. So what? Yes, he did 3 months ago. 3 months ago, I lost my father. 3 months ago. But he's in a much better place than any of us. So the secret is out. I just wanted to make this clear. You know, my father was not, he did not lose his life. No one took his life. It was not unexpected. It wasn't just out of nowhere that they just walked in and found my father passed away. He didn't drink himself to death. He didn't do drugs and he didn't overdose himself to death. My father was a sick man. He, like I said, he had a heart attack. And because of his lung cancer and his end-stage COPD, there was nothing they could do to repair his heart because he would not have made it through the operation. So, again, he was on hospice. When he passed away, all of his children were there. His grandchildren were there. His brothers, his sister, family was there. Everybody was with him. I was holding his hand. You know, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with my daddy not suffering any longer. So that's all I wanted to say. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I don't want a bunch of I'm sorry's and my condolences. Thank you, Foxy Roxy. I do appreciate it. I do. But I'm not going to hear no bullshit from fucking Ralph and Rio. They can suck a whole fucking dick. They can suck my dead daddy's dick. Okay? How about that? All right, y'all. Y'all know where I'm headed. Headed to the gym. So you guys have a great day.